Hey everyone, hey wellness crew. So this is, I guess, a form of a PSA. um, I made the decision to not actively or intentionally continue to pursue monetization. Now, if it happens, great, but it's going to happen organically. Um, it's just not something that is on my priority list. The things that I provide content wise on YouTube and on Rumble are things that are to help my clients. And I also realized that while doing that, I would be able to help the public who maybe couldn't afford, doing one on one remote coaching with me. I get that. Um, so what I will say is that after looking at the analytics for some of my videos recently and all of that, or not the recent videos, but just one in particular, my feeling was just to share that if for whatever reason this isn't something that you want to watch or whatever, there's those three buttons on your feed, and you can just do it to where you can hide everything from me rather than going and disliking and doing things like that. It's just a suggestion. It hasn't really affected my channel that much. But this is also, maybe for other content creators as well. It's like, you know, we have to be able to set up boundaries, and we have to be able to acknowledge that when there's certain things that are happening that just don't kind of feel right. And also when you know that there's another thing at play, which I'm not going to go into because of personal reasons. Um, but when you know that there's like several things at play and stuff, it's just kind of like, I get it. I'm not for everyone. I'm sure each and every person that produces content is not for everyone, and that's fine. But I think as mature adults, we can go about it by simply hiding, me and whoever else you want from your feed, so you don't get bombarded with similar content, but maybe that's not your person. I only watch one person on YouTube, and that is Alexis. And the way that she has her handle spelled is AWWLEXIS. And she has helped me so much in a lot of different ways. And she is an incredible content creator. Like, I cannot speak on this enough, especially when it comes to inner work, when it comes to feminine energy, when it comes to the things that I was talking about initially in the beginning of my channel. And then kind of stepped away from it, went back to something more comfortable, which was, doing more workout type stuff, because that's what I'm used to. But I do want to go back to the content that I was doing as well. So I will be doing that in the future. But I really love doing this because I feel like when I'm doing things that are active and showing people like, hey, like you can start from a super like small amount of reps, or you can start from really, simple yoga. you know, when I get bombarded with requests for very intricate yoga poses, I'm like, well, that's not really why I'm here. And even when I was a yoga instructor, that was not something that was a goal of mine. A goal of mine, as I've talked about before, has been getting my splits. If that leads to me being able to do some really cool yoga moves in the future, that's awesome. But my videos are intended to be meant and categorized for everyone and for people at all levels. So that way, there's not any type of like pushing people away. Like, my aim has always been, especially for my brand Cult of Wellness, has been inclusiveness, accepting people where they're at. And if they want to grow, come with me. If you don't, okay. Like, there's no judgment, there's no animosity, there's no anything. It's just, I get it. Not everyone's ready for change and for growth. And it's not even something that you have to always aspire to. It's not even something that you always have to have on your radar. It's just something for me personally that has helped me greatly. And, I teach balance to my clients and being like, hey, if you don't complete your homework, don't beat yourself up. Like, you don't have to do everything, because I'm going to assign just a whole bunch of stuff because I want to see what you're going to pick to do, what speaks most to you. And that's how I learn about you and your habits as well. Because just by speaking to somebody, that doesn't mean that you're going to get the full story. And there's oftentimes miscommunication. And that doesn't mean that either of the parties are miscommunicating. It just means that maybe we're speaking from a different place and not understanding each other. So I like to always see with my clients more what their behavior choices are going to be, as well as listen to what they have to say, because what they have to say is super important. When it comes to YouTube and stuff, setting the boundary of, yes, I will respond to as many comments as I can, but, I have my wellness coaching, I am a mom, and I have, my family, and I have friends, and I have a life. So as much as I want to give, I also want to set the boundary of, there has to be an understanding that, I'm not here to be a YouTube influencer. I'm not here to be, famous or anything like that. Like, I'm just here to provide helpful content to people who want to, maybe incorporate yoga or incorporate some of the things that I've talked about in my previous videos, or that will help someone. Maybe just someone just doesn't know, how to attract the right type of person into their life, and maybe they're lonely. Like, I was a date coach for a prestigious online dating company. Well, prestigious. I just can't say the name. I'm not supposed to, so that's why. I've been an instructor, been a coach off and on since I was 19 years old. I've had numerous certifications. I have done the education aspect. I continue to grow by reading self-development books, by doing inner work, by practicing what I preach. I'm not going to have or tell someone or guide someone into doing something that I haven't already done myself. And the only reason that I'm even going to suggest it is because it worked for me. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to work for that person, but it might work for another person. I don't know who's watching. So, I do sometimes, but anyways, I am well aware of the fact that, like, there's so many different needs that need to be met, but that's not my job. That's really not my job. It's just something that I feel like I have a calling to do. So when I'm trying out new videos, especially when I'm starting new series and all that, I am not pushing yoga to the side. It's just that sometimes making the shorter videos are more conducive to my schedule for that particular day or that particular week. I have stuff going on, so I wanted to definitely have that aspect cleared up. I also will no longer be posting about if I'm taking a day off or taking a break or whatever, only because I feel like I'm entitled to do that whenever I want. Again, I'm not an influencer. I'm just a woman who really, truly believes in my brand, what I stand for, and for me, the right thing to do is to volunteer my time into helping others, regardless of being paid or not. Like, I have a volunteer job that I do. It's volunteer, so I don't get paid for that. And it's fine. Like, I'm actually provided with amazing opportunities through doing that. So, you know, everything kind of works out, but I just wanted to kind of say, like, if you don't want to watch my content, just go ahead and on your feed, if I pop up, go ahead and click, I think it's three dots, and then you can say, like, you don't want to see stuff from this, you know, other person again. The other thing too, real quick, like I said, there's only one person that I watch on YouTube. One. I don't watch other people that do yoga, that do any of the types of videos that I do. Reason being is because I don't want to be accused of stealing from somebody else. So the only thing I'm stealing from is the education that I've had, the mentors that I've had, the things that I've learned through my own personal experiences. It is not from other sources. If it's true that there's other people that are as well, you know, kind of maybe watching me and then doing something similar, hey, maybe they do it better than I do. Like, more power to it. The more people that can be helped, that's awesome. It doesn't, and it wouldn't bother me. It really, like, it's like, okay, I get it, you know? Like, we all get inspired by each other, but also because of that, that's why I keep myself very much like off of too much of social media. The Instagram stuff I post sometimes, you know, but I actually deleted my Instagram for a really long time and wasn't even getting on it. So, same thing with my podcast. It's like, okay, well, as much as I love doing this, you know, I have times where I'm like, hey, I've seen X amount of clients. So I feel like I've kind of talked, you know, or listened enough, and I'm just not feeling creative in that moment. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't just do it anyways. But for me, like, there's times when I know, like, oh, this is just not conducive to my schedule. This is not conducive to my children's schedule. This is not conducive to my family schedule. Like, that's asking them to, hey, everyone, can you, like, be quiet for a little bit? Or, you know, or having to go into, like, the bathroom and record in there, which is just, it doesn't feel like a good process. I have a setup and all of that. I have time during the day if I want to do that. So, you know, everything that I do, it is coming from an organic place. It's coming from a place of, I'm trusting the process, I'm trusting my higher power, but I just wanted to make it known, you know, I am not going to be further pursuing, like, actively trying to, like, going out of my way, I guess, to get to monetization. Like, it's okay. Like, it's not a big deal. Now, am I on my way? Yes, I am actually. And probably, like, I already know the estimate of when it's probably going to happen. But again, it's like I was pursuing it, I'm not now. And the main reason being is I know that the reason for me being here is to help, is to provide content for people that don't have access maybe to someone that they can coach with one-on-one, whether it be for wellness or, well, wellness encompasses kind of everything when it comes to my brand, but you know, if it comes to just like workouts and stuff like that, you know, even if it's just watching the workout and being like, okay, maybe I'll do it tomorrow. That's a win. That's fine, you know. The other thing too is, please, I do not like when I'm sent emails asking me for clothing and stuff like that. If it was like because someone saw it and like they literally wanted to wear it, and you know, like, that's one thing that could be maybe, but even there, I'm gonna say probably not. um, I'm just gonna say X-nay on all of it, to be honest with you. It makes me uncomfortable when people are asking for things that, and to wear them for date, like, that's just kind of weird. To me, I'm not kink shaming in any way. It's just, for me personally, that makes me uncomfortable. So just want to also put that out there as well. My channel is meant for women and men. Okay, it's meant for both. There is no reason for the disparity in the demographic right now, but I also get it and I understand because I've been in that place too. So no worries. I'm like totally at peace with everything. I know that what I'm doing is out of like my heart, and I believe that I'm supposed to be doing this because of my higher power. So that's just kind of where it is. But I felt that it was important to address, definitely important to address boundaries and things like that. Um, and, I've developed some incredible relationships with some people, people that needed someone to listen, people that needed someone to, read their story or whatever it was. And I feel very honored that I've been able to develop that relationship with people through video, just knowing like I am here, but at the same time, my time is super important and precious. And I can't always respond to everything all the time. The priorities are the people that I've developed these relationships with, like, of course, but also, any like client availability inquiries, if there's a spot open, things like that. And I can coach men, I can coach women, I can coach everyone, so there's no reason for anyone to feel like I'm trying to do anything other than be helpful to the public and especially to my clients. All of this was an idea inspired by my son. Sorry. And his birthday is coming up like really soon. So it's just like really fitting and timely that all of this is kind of happening. So yeah, you want to also be able to be the example for your children. And I definitely want to be able to like set boundaries and show my children, this is how you set boundaries. This is like the way to do it. It doesn't have to be a harsh thing. It doesn't have to be anything, crazy. It's just, hey, this makes me feel uncomfortable, or hey, there might be a better way to go about this in the long term. Trying to provide solutions rather than worrying about what people are thinking, worrying about this and that, right? Because again, why I'm here is to help. A lot of this is supplemental for my clients, but it also worked out to where the public has access to it as well. So I can't control what people, do. I just wanted to provide a solution and a long-term solution for anyone that just doesn't vibe with me. That's fine. Like, I get it. No worries. Like, and love to you. Like, no worries at all. So thank you for listening. And just know that my wellness crew, I appreciate y'all so much. I appreciate everyone that subscribes. I appreciate the likes, the comments, and all of it. If I don't get to them immediately, I will try my hardest to get to them eventually. So if at some point there's like some type of major growth or something and I'm not able to do that, I will let you know with another video like this, So that's just kind of where I'm at with everything. And again, I am so grateful to be a part of some people deciding to change their lives and some people deciding to, reach out and be like, thank you, and be like, that was helpful, or yeah, that spoke to me, or whatever it is, like stuff like that. I'm like, okay, I know I'm doing the right thing. But I think all this needed to be addressed. So it's been addressed. Now it's over. And we can get back to our regularly scheduled programming. All right. Thank you so much for listening. Be well. Stay wild. If I can get my remote to work.